Hello everyone from Tony the Scargos. Today we are here together to review the Oculus Quest 2. The Oculus Quest 2 is the new Oculus Quest device from Facebook or Oculus, whatever you want. So it is more or less like the previous Oculus Quest, but it is smaller, it is lighter, more comfortable, and especially inside it is more powerful with a 4K display and an XR2 chipset. This Oculus Quest 2 is really the device that improves a lot the performances of the Oculus Quest. So now let's dig into it and to its specifics and see why it is the device that can enter the mainstream for VR. From a design standpoint, the Oculus Quest 2 has the same shape of the Oculus Quest, but you can see using my hand for scale that it is smaller. It also features some simplifications, like there is only one audio jack, and there is no EPD adjustment here, but it is here with this mechanism inside. It is pretty elegant thanks to the white color, even if this back strap makes it a bit worse. The design is something that I find pretty cool, but a bit less elegant than the one of the Oculus Quest, the original Quest, because there are not the finishes here in fabric. Here on the controller there are not gripping material, so it lacks a lot of finishes. Look how this top part of the controller looks a bit cheap. So it is elegant thanks to the color and thanks to the material that Facebook has used, but actually I like it a bit less than the original Quest that had a lot of finishes made with fabric that make it look like a clothes that you could wear. The Oculus Quest 2 is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon XR2 chipset. It is third generation after the 835 Snapdragon of the Oculus Quest 1. What does this mean? It means that this chipset can provide better graphics, it provides more AI, better video encoding and decoding, and more features, more everything than the original Quest. Especially this at the moment means supports for a 4K display, less for VRT rendering, and smoother frame rates for games. So now you can play the old games of the Quest 1 on the Quest 2, and you'll notice them going smoother. It will enable more things later on because it has acceleration, hardware acceleration for AI, for video encoding and decoding, many stuff. So imagine using the iPhone, better voice recognition, better hands recognition and tracking for detecting objects in your room and so having smart guardian. At the moment, all these things are not exploited yet, apart from the computational power, but this will come in the future. Also, computational power now is not being exploited completely by content, it's mostly Quest 1 content, but later on, imagine 6-12 months, we'll have a content very specific for the Oculus Quest 2. So this new chipset will enable us to have a better Quest now and will enable lots more for the next month. The Oculus Quest 2 features a new 4K display. So the exact resolution is 1832 for 1930 pixels for every eye, and the display is LCD one. It means that thanks to the high resolution and the big fill factor of the LCD, the visuals are stunning. Here you don't see the pixels inside. Everything feels like a bit like a reality, and that's amazing. Actually, you can see the pixels if you concentrate on them in certain scenes, but the screen door effect is almost gone. So the screen is amazing. The lenses are the same of the Oculus Quest 1, and this is in part good because they were not bad, but in the end there's also some drawbacks in all of this. For instance, there are a bit of chromatic aberration inside, especially if you look here, so towards the periphery of the lenses. And also I found some God rays and glares when looking at bright elements in black scenes. Also because it is an LCD the display, you will have the black that are a bit grayish. But all in all, the visuals are very good, and also the 90 Hz new resolution of this Quest 2 makes everything look more vivid, more fluid, and thanks also to the new horsepower, all the experiences are more fluid and more immersive. So in the end, it is a great bump in visuals for the Oculus Quest 1. Regarding the audio, here you are the speakers that are embedded into the headset. Actually, I'm not a great expert in audio. I can only say that they do their job. Of course, there's a nice headphones, they are much better. Also, the Valve Index has much better audio. But if you just want to play and enjoy your game without having to wear a device every time on your ear, they are very good. So the main drawback of the Oculus Quest 1 was the comfort, and in the Quest 2 the comfort is still so-and-so. So they made a good job in making the headset lighter and smaller, but the problem is that this is the back strap, and it is quite terrible. It looks like the one of the Oculus Go. Actually, it is not so bad a fit. I thought it was much worse. So it is thanks to the fact that it is smaller, that this foam is very comfortable on my skin, and the fact that this strap, while it is terrible, it is elastic, and so actually it really pulls the weight from the applying too much force on your face. So actually wearing it, you just put it here like this. It's quite simple. Then you have to adjust this so that you feel the weight of the headset, and then you close it like this, and then you adjust it in your face, usually in this movement towards backwards, and then it fits quite well. It is a bit better than the Quest 1 maybe, but still unsatisfactory. It still leaves the marks, the VR face after a long usage. You have to buy the Elite strap to have a better fit and spend 50 euros, so I'm a cheap man, so I won't buy it. So Oculus, sorry for that. And then for the IPD, there is this mechanism that lets you close and put further the lenses. There are 3 positions of different IPDs. What I've noticed is that it's very easy to set it, so I love it. But the problem is that I don't know why, when I set the wrong IPD, I had really a lot of eye strain. I had already used some headset with the wrong IPD, never had this issue, but with this Quest 2 actually you have to set this value correctly for yourself. So here you are the controllers of the Oculus Quest 2. You can see that they look like a mix of the controllers of the Quest 1 and the ones of the Rift CV1. You already know the shape, you already know the buttons, so 2 buttons, 1 thumbstick, system button and 2 triggers. I have nothing to explain in this sense. What is interesting is that they are more balanced than the one of the Quest 1, and that's great. But because of the fact that they are a bit more heavy and also have a different shape, I don't know, they don't feel exactly good for my hands. It is like my hands should micro adjust every time. I have always some muscle in tension when I have to wear it. And when I have my hands like this towards down, since there is no grip anymore, I have to exert more force to keep the controller in my hand. So also when I have to keep the thumbstick, notice that my thumb is in a very weird position. So what I'm saying is that they're good, but their ergonomic for my hand is not perfect. It's always as my hands were in tension, and I don't like it a lot. But anyway, I can play with them, no problems. I play lots of time and it's good for that, but not perfect. They should be improved a lot. What I love instead is that they have enhanced haptic feedback, and especially this battery lid doesn't slide easily anymore. It's even too hard to slide now, so you can play safely. But especially the battery inside lasts a lot. Like after my test I still at 99%. They have like infinite time of duration. Oculus claimed 4 times the duration of the controllers of the Quest 1 that was already pretty long. So they're really an amazing job by Oculus in this sense. What about the battery life? Well, the battery is not the main standpoint of the Quest 2. The duration is more or less like the one of the Quest 1, so 2 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, not more. I've noticed in my tests it drained pretty fast, so I'm not a big fan of the duration. If you want more playtime, you have to buy the Elite power strap or something like that. It is a Elite strap with a battery inside, so you have double the time to play with your Quest. The experience in the Oculus Quest 2 is more or less like in Oculus Quest 1. So there is the big window with the shortcuts to buy content, connect with people on social media and do other stuff, and the menus to which you can access the library at the store. You can access your friends and invite them to a party, see notifications or everything about happening in your headset. Then you can stream videos, record videos, share content, and adjust the settings. So this is something that you've already seen on the Oculus Quest 1, and is exactly the same, with the exception that it runs at 90 Hz. So it is more or less the same experience, a bit better, a bit more fluid. But I'm quite sure that they're going to improve it over time, exploiting the features of the XR2 chipset. The setup is also quite easy. It just guides you throughout all the process, and then it lets you configure your device using the companion app, and it requires you to have a Facebook account. Makes shine the Oculus Quest 2 is of course the content. Now I've just seen the video. I started In That Unchained is an amazing game, but there are many like Super Hot, like Father Immortal. Ubisoft content is coming, so there are great library of content already there, and new great content even better to exploit the computational power of the device will come. So regarding the content is probably the best standalone headset on the market. Remove the probably, it is for sure. But the problem is that at the moment, at the time of shooting this video, there is not a content that showcase the power of the XR2 chipset. So you can just play content that is already available on the Quest 1, maybe with just some little improvements. In my opinion, Oculus should have showcased what are the possibilities of the device, even with a technical demo. So I think they should have made a better job in this sense, because at the moment when you use a Quest 2, it just feels like a Quest 1 with a better resolution. Regarding this, it is going to improve for sure with the Infinite Office. I will let you use the browser in augmented reality wherever you want, whenever you want. So let's see what is going to happen. But for sure, the inside of the headset is already interesting.
The setup of the Quest 2 is super fast, but there is one big problem. When you turn it on, when you turn your companion app on to set up the headset for the first time, you have to provide your Facebook account. It's mandatory Facebook login for this headset. You know, there's been a lot of backlash from the community for this. I don't like this because I don't know why to use a piece of hardware both have to register to a social media network that, especially in the past, has had very shady privacy behavior. So personally, I don't like it. Of course, there are some ways of circumvent it, like the creation of a fake account, a secondary account of yours to use with VR. But that's up to you. Some people say it's okay if I have to make an account to use every kind of device or service. So you choose what you want. Personally, I would have prefer to keep using my Oculus account because I'm buying an Oculus device.
The Oculus Quest 2 can be bought on Oculus website for 2099 US dollars for the 64 gigabytes version and $100 more for the 256 gigabytes version. As you can see, the Oculus website allow for the you buying the headset, and in certain countries it is already backordered. You can also buy it from selected partners like Best Buy or Amazon or other things. Notice that together with selling you the headset, the website tried to sell you also some add-ons like the Quest release stuff, the list stuff, your battery pack, so that you can buy also the accessories from the website. And there are also other ones. Some of them are official, some of them are unofficial. And then there is also the business section if you want to buy the business version of the device that costs something like $800. So you choose what kind of headset to buy. It is already available. You can buy it now.
So in the end, what's my opinion on the Oculus Quest 2? I think this is probably the first really mainstream headset. So it is cheap, it has great content, it finally has enough resolution horsepower to provide good quality content. Also there will be content from brands like Ubisoft, Splinter Cell, Assassin's Creed. So this headset has potential to start competing with Nintendo Switch and other kind of similar hardware pieces. So it is not ready for the mainstream because it's still uncomfortable, the content maybe should be more and more related, and various things that should be tweaked, but for sure it is the first device that can appeal the mainstream. Also, the problem when I tried it is that more or less it's like the Quest 1. So if you already have a Quest 1, you just have a resolution bump, but there is not the content yet, not the runtime yet to showcase you why this is so cool, why this XR2 chipset is so powerful. For now, when you use it, it's just a Quest 1 with some more resolution, and it's already cool, but this means that if you already have a Quest 1, you shouldn't rush to buy it. But all in all, I found it a good upgrade from the Quest 1, especially for the resolution and for the battery life of the controllers. These things are amazing. For the rest, we should wait for Facebook to improve the runtime. We should wait for developers to publish more games for it. Just a parenthesis about the enterprise use of this headset. Of course, you can buy it for $800 if you want to use for enterprise uses, but you know, Facebook is still new to enterprise offerings, and also it has worse services and more control on what you do than Pico, HTC and similar brands, so probably I won't buy it for that. But since it costs $300 for the 64GB version and $400 for the 256GB model, it's a steal. It's really almost no money to have a complete gaming platform that you can carry with you everywhere and play great games like Father Immortal, like Super Hot, lots of things. You can connect it to the computer, either with the wire Oculus Link, either wireless with virtual desktop, and you can play Steam VR games like Half-Life Alyx. So it is hard not to suggest the headset because it is so cheap, it has so great content, it is a very good quality, it is well made in the end, even if it is not perfect, but it's great. So it is the headset I will advise to buy to everyone that wants a VR headset to play and use VR. If you want to use enterprise use, as I said, probably not, it's not that headset for you. If you have a Quest 1, you can wait. And the great problem for most of you may be the Facebook plugin. So if you're okay with that, buy it immediately. If you're not okay with that, let's wait for what Pico and HTC will probably deliver next year at this point. See if they can finally create a device that can compete with this one. I really hope so, because we need competition in the VR field. So in the end, I like the technological part of this device, a bit less the Facebook login. So I love doing the review of this Quest 2. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Join my Patreon, so following the link in the description. And I love you all and have a happy VR. Bye bye.